I turn on the camera, somebody beeps their horn. I'm back in India. Today, Michelle and I were practicing for the Camino.
Oh, we are.
We are going to do a big walk. So today, what day is it, Michelle?
Date? Oh, I don't know, it's Friday.
I always throw that at you, don't I? Friday, we're...
15th of May.
15th of May. We're going on a walk. We're practicing for our Camino de Santiago. And we're doing it in Istanbul. We just need to get out. We've got a 4-day lockdown coming this weekend. And Michelle and I have decided to go for a big walk today, get lots of fresh air, get lots of air into our lungs, and get some exercise. So, we thought we'd take you along. Come on. How busy it is out here today. I think everybody's getting out because they know they've got 4 days of curfew. And this weekend the weather's going to be 30 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? About 87? 86? Yeah. 86?
Yeah. Over 30 degrees, I reckon.
Over 30. It's going to be a hot weekend. And they're locking everybody in. So everybody's been out and about. And this next 4 days, they're going to be stuck in the house. So if anybody's got anything, everybody in that household will have it by the end of the weekend. So, this cat looks like the cat on our road. Hello. You've lost a little bit of your ear, haven't you? Hey, come to me. She's a bit shy. Double mask. Double mask.
Double protection.
I say to Michelle every time, I'm so disappointed in humanity, the amount of people that stood in the middle of nowhere with masks on. There's some great information starting to come out, isn't there? A lot of information. I've seen some stuff online which is quite shocking, and I've looked on the mainstream, the BBC, ABC, ITN, all those big news companies, and there's nothing about it. So spread your mind a bit. If you want to find out what's really happening at the moment, spread your mind.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung now. What is that growing up there? So we're starting Paranoia Central, Istanbul Street. And one person willing to breathe fresh air. One person willing to risk catching nothing from complete fresh air. It's so crowded. There are parts of this street where you can be as close as 3 meters from another person. So it's pretty dangerous. Apart from these lads.
And they're all from the same household, so it's all right.
3 of them had masks on, I think 2 without.
It's good to practice the Camino in Istanbul because there's so many hills.
I think we're going to be run over by a flower truck. And it's warm. It's about as warm today as it's been since we got here. And it's a gorgeous day. So that's why we decided today to do at least maybe 10 kilometers of walking. It's a shame we can't do it daily. We did think we might be up to sort of 10 or 15 kilometers a day by now in Istanbul, but of course we can't get out of our street most days, so here they'll hand out masks and encourage people to wear them in the streets. I'm not happy about it. I'm going to really double down on this and get as much trouble as you want to invite to me, because I disagree with mask wearing and I disagree with the hysteria that's caused all these problems around the world. You know, 2 or 3 months ago, every big institution in the world, from the CDC to the WHO, were saying don't wear masks, and not don't wear them because there would be a shortage, but because they were proven not to be effective for healthy people to wear them. Absolutely proven. And it's been that case for many years, through swine flu, through bird flu, through every single epidemic that's come out. It's been the fact. But pressure has been laid upon governments. And I said this in the live stream the other day. Think about this. The guys that are actually making the decisions for us at the moment, the prime ministers, the presidents, rulers of the country, these people don't live in our world. They will never ever want for a salary. They will be pretty much taken care of for the rest of their lives. Their financial situations will not change from this day till the next. You know what I mean? They're going to be paid by the state for the rest of their lives. Most of us are not. Most of us are going to have to carry on in our own sweet ways. So these are the people that are making the decisions. It is really hard for those people to empathise with normal people, and yet they're making the decisions. They're saying, you know, we should lock this down, we should do this, we should close down schools, we should close down restaurants. Have you noticed how the first places they're starting to open up are the big corporations, the big corporate companies, the big shopping malls, the big supermarkets? They're the ones that have been able to stay in business, whereas the small companies, the little mum and pop companies, they are the ones that are struggling and have been shut down. That's how much empathy they have with us. I'm having a rant. I don't care. I really don't care anymore. These guys are great. Nothing to do with COVID or anything, but they keep the streets of Istanbul really, really clean. These guys doing a really good job keeping the city clean. Got to thank them, hey? Throughout the whole of the lockdown, all the streets, even on the curfew weekends, they're out collecting and cleaning up the streets of Istanbul. We're here at the beautiful Galata Tower. Oh man. What is that, like a shoe shine? A shoe shine, huh?
Yes.
That's cool. That's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Ah, very nice. How old is this?
75.
75 years.
Papa.
Did you make?
Yes.
You see that beautiful old shoe shine? 70 years old, the guy says. Is the Galata Tower open? So is it open? So I think they're just doing some work on it. Maybe replacing the doorbell. There is the doorbell on the front. I put it up on an earlier vlog. The first part of the Camino de Santiago is a very steep uphill section. I think it's about 20 kilometers or so, 30 kilometers.
Yeah, I reckon you can do it in two. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's often said to be one of the hardest parts of the walk. And depending on when we do it, it could be warm, the weather could be warm. So, and there's cars everywhere. So, the other day Michelle and I walked past this beautiful greengrocers. We thought it was a beautiful greengrocers, but we didn't realise that it was actually part of the shop supermarket. So the prices in there, they weren't so great. The mulberries that they had in trays in there were double the price from our local stores. So it does go to show, everywhere in the world, the supermarkets are much the same. There's loss leaders and overpriced stuff, but you know, they serve a purpose. I think if we go down here, Michelle.
Yep. It won't be busy.
They're taking all the cobbles up down the road to Karakoy, so at least there won't be at least there won't be traffic. You've got to watch the reason. Look at the cobbles here. This is the reason they're actually taking advantage of this quiet time and relaying the cobblestones, because people are twisting ankles on these walks. How do I get through here? We just step through. Look at this. So they're taking up all the cobblestones and relaying them. And I'm thinking this will be a bit quieter, less traffic, and then there's a lorry reversing. So I think these ones they've relayed. They're still pretty uneven though.
Well, I was thinking that, but I thought, no, I won't say that.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that they were perfect, but you could see where I just tripped over a little moment ago. They were very uneven. I think they're putting a better foundation, so I think they're going to put down foundations under the cobbles to hopefully make them last a bit longer. It's actually a little treacherous because the paths are covered in very fine sand and the roads are quite steep, so it's actually a little more treacherous than normal. I think I'll take your hand, Michelle. It's pretty steep.
So I can save you. I'm going down the steps, it's easier.
I don't know if you can see the scale. By far this isn't the steepest street around us, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Although this one's pretty steep.
This one is pretty steep. But the fact it's wet and there's a slurry of sort of gritty sand all over does make it feel a little dodgy. This is so typical of Istanbul. Look at this cat in here. Just chilling. Can you see him? Just chilling in a shop window. Almost every shop window in Istanbul seems to have a cat sat in it. That's what we need, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, can I have one of those?
Oh, hello, you handsome, pretty looking cat. It's like walking on snow, it's so slippery, Michelle. We're off. We're off the slope. Oh, they're getting service. The tables are all up, but they're still doing service to serve them their bits. I don't know whether I should film that, but I'm going to anyway. Because I like the fact that Turks are pretty rebellious. Michelle and I are heading down. We're going to cross over the big bridge. It's a bit warm today. It's not the Asian side, but it's the old town of Istanbul. We're going to have to do that to get the kilometers in. We want to be on that side of the bridge, so we'll go down. Guy's got one of those electric scooters. You can actually rent those in Istanbul. You have a little card, it's like an app. You can take those little electric scooters around in the streets. Here we go. I've dealt with this guy before, he's a lovely guy. There are great little stores down here in the underpass. I've filmed this a few times, but for those of you that haven't seen down here before, I'll turn the camera.
$0.60 per minute.
Per minute?
6 is Turkish food.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. That's cool. And you just download the app on your phone,
yes.
get close, scan it.
Yes.
That's cool.
And does the app tell you where there is one waiting? So you came and found this one. Was it on the app?
Yes.
Yes. So you can
We can see in the map
where there is one, so you know.
Yeah.
So now you all have one.
That's really cool, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's it. The boys are telling us how the app works. You can look on the app to find out where a scooter is. Clever, right? So you can look on the app to find where there is a scooter, locate it, activate it through the app, the lock automatically unlocks, and then you can take the scooter and off you go. And it's about 60 cents. There's another one. That's actually a different brand, that one. So
I'm assuming then once you finish, you could just leave it anywhere.
Leave it anywhere,
lock
yeah.
it up again, and that was activate how long you've had it for.
Yeah, so 60 cents a minute.
A minute.
That's 60 Turkish lira cents. So I don't know.
So 6 liras for 10 minutes.
Yes.
So
that's about
$1.50.
$1.50 for 10 minutes. Australian. It's probably about $1 for 10 minutes US. Now normally on the bridge here. Hi guys. Can we get downstairs? Do you think they'll be open downstairs? Let's have a little look. See, we'll see that if the downstairs section of the bridge is open, because the last week it was shut. Oh, open? No, close. Ah, yeah. Thank you. Now I can see the gate is locked. I'm pretty sure they must have banned fishing.
I think so, because nobody's here.
Why would they ban fishing? I'm struggling with that.
Right in the fresh air.
Everybody can be, they could just say, you know,
Yeah,
only one person per barrier. That gives you at least, they're about 4 meters long, 3.5 meters long. So that gives you a good distance between each other, and just put a little notice up. Because normally this whole area here is chock-a-block with fishing rods. So you'll have to tell me, maybe I missed it, can you get COVID from fish?
Oh, maybe. Cats, apparently you can. You've been touching cats.
The poor old cat's getting bad press. But fish, can you get COVID from fishing?
Just think how good that would be. You catch your own fish, you eat your own fish, nobody else has touched it.
Exactly. You wouldn't want to be able to do that, would you? And it's hot. I think it must be close to 30 degrees today. Maybe 86, 87 degrees Fahrenheit, but there's no shade here at all. I'm sure it's not meant to drive up onto the pavement like that. So this part of town is probably one of the most touristed areas in Istanbul as far as the old town is concerned. And normally these roads here will be chock-a-block with people. It's actually not that. It's not that quiet, as you can see. Silver sweets, gummies, chocolate eggs, more gummies. No photos, no video. Captain Candy. They've got those Coke bottles, the jelly Coke bottles, but they're about maybe good 4 or 5 inches in size. I've lost his bike.
To making sure it doesn't get stolen and taking the tire off.
It's actually taken the outer tube off. I'll take it back. I think this is where he came from. The shop here sells all bike stuff. They've got all the back boxes or top boxes for motorbikes, helmets and tyres and jackets. Just off the main street. The cat food's all out here, you can see. Lots and lots of cat food, but the seagulls are eating it. The cats aren't stupid, they're not going in the sun today, it's too hot. Over here, where they've put it in the shade, the cats are eating it. Okay, Michelle's convinced me to vlog on a little bit. You know, we've come right up to the Blue Mosque here, and I'll be honest, I didn't get the camera out because it just feels a bit futile. I know, well, let me know if you enjoy this vlog, if you think Michelle and I walking around like this is a good thing. A small part of me knows that we get criticised for not wearing the mask, and that gets a bit tiresome. Here's one of my favourite little bikes actually. This one here. This is the X-Max. You see that?
I like that one. That's a comfortable seat for me.
Comfortable seat. Look at the back. Imagine Michelle sat up there, me sat down there, or the other way around.
No, well, you can drive me. I'm happy to sit.
Princess sat on the back. I'm always amazed. Isn't it crazy how with everything that's going on, nobody's getting upset about the restaurants being shut, about businesses being closed down, and yet they still seem to find time to throw money away on a lotto ticket. That queue there is just to buy the lotto ticket. And I wonder actually if in these sort of hard times whether people are even more susceptible to buying lottos in the hope that they can break from this monotony. I think so. Comment, let me know what you think. Are you more likely to buy lotto tickets in hard times or less likely? Michelle just said the birds are flying using the thermals, but I think it's way too hot to be wearing thermals. Sorry. Now comes the hardest part of any walk. Sorry, I'm dry. The last 2 or 3 kilometres, and you know it's the last 2 or 3 kilometres. And it feels hard, but I can always stop and buy an axe. I feel that I might have an axe to grind. I know the puns are coming thick and
You must be getting tired.
thick and fast. Trying to entertain the last part of the walk as well. If you remember at the beginning, the last part is all uphill.
I was just going to say, it's not only 2Ks, it's 2Ks uphill.
Uphill, and that steep hill as well. Anyway, wish us luck. I'm not filming because I won't be able to breathe. We'll go up the slope. We were going to go up the steps that you just saw, but I said to Michelle it'd be easier to go up the slope, and then I got to the slope and remembered it's all covered in sand. It'll be fine though. Like I say, I'm not filming on the way up. I should be all puffy and out of breath. Look, got myself a nice watch. Nobody looking after them. Look, you can get a miniature Galata Tower. It's like a model. How beautiful is that? So your own little, might be a self-build Galata Tower you can take home and make. I'm hot today, it's been warm. Got the shorts, zipped the bottom off my trousers just to keep the temperature down. Michelle's got her Thailand tie-dyes, her elephant print. She won't thank me for filming her backside. So they're working hard to get this. Well, they're not working hard. They're working nonetheless. Across here is a knife shop. He actually makes knives. He even makes Damascus knives, chef knives. When he opens, I might go in and see how much it'll be, but I can't really carry a knife with me. But we'll ask.
I bet you can get one of them.
Get myself a little guitar. Unplayable. Unplayable because the action on the fret's too low. I love these little mosaic tiles on this building, Michelle.
Oh yeah.
Tiny little, almost like glass mosaics. Very small. They're all over the place, but that's part of the beauty. Ooh. Now it's about, I don't know, a couple of miles walk up this hill, and I think that's why there's a famous tunnel, isn't there?
Yes.
There's almost like an underground tram that runs from the top of them. Oh, like I say, it's a good couple of miles, maybe 3 mile hill, and pretty steep. So that's why some engineer many years ago built a tunnel that runs from up here on this level. I think it's just over there. I'm not going to show you today. We're too hot. It's got really hot coming up that hill, hasn't it, Michelle? But there's a tunnel, like an underground tram that goes down. I think it just goes down to the bottom of the hill and back up again. So we could, I think it's closed at the moment, but you could use that to go up and down. That's why we're hot, that's why we're tired. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little wander around today. We reckon we have done about 10 Ks.
By the time we get home.
Yeah, I'll check that out. We've still got another kilometre or 2 to get back home. Loved you all. From Istanbul Street back on our side of town. We'll see you a little later on.